Well, welcome back once again to the St. Paul Handicapable YouTube service on this, the June 23rd of 2021. You know, one of the things that we love about Handicapable Ministry, because we've been doing it for over 22 years now, is that we love to sing. This is one of the happiest songs that we've got, and I want to hear you. You know the words to this. If you're happy, let me hear you sing them. Here we go.
You're happy and you know it, now clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, now clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face should surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, now clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, now snap your fingers. If you're happy and you know it, now snap your fingers. If you're happy and you know it, then your face should surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, now snap your fingers. If you're happy and you know it, now slap your knee. If you're happy and you know it, now slap your knee. If you're happy and you know it, then your face should surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, now slap your knee. If you're happy and you know it, now stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. If you're happy and you know it, now stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. If you're happy and you know it, then your face should surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, now stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, now touch your nose. If you're happy and you know it, now touch your nose. If you're happy and you know it, then your face should surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, now touch your nose. If you're happy and you know it, pull on your right ear. If you're happy and you know it, pull on your left ear. If you're happy and you know it, then your face should surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, pull on both your ears. If you're happy and you know it, shout amen, amen. If you're happy and you know it, now shout amen, amen. If you're happy and you know it, then your face should surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, now shout amen, amen.
Another song that we love to sing is not a very long song, but it's very meaningful because it reminds us of Gail, and it also reminds of her important words to us several years ago when she made me aware, Horton, Jesus loves us all the time. Not only on Wednesday night, he loves us every second of every minute. You know the rest of it. Here we go.
Every second of every minute of every hour of every day of every week of every month of every year. He loves us throughout eternity, and I pray I've made myself quite clear.
All right, maybe some of you saw last week, premiering in July, we've got the Bandit and Onyx show. Those are two Great Pyrenees puppies that Renee and I rescued back on May the 7th, and they're going to be having their own show. And yes, we're going to be inviting you, several of you, to come and be a part of the program we're going to be putting together. We're going to be telling a little bit of Bible stories, and we're going to have characters that play roles in it, and we want some of the handicapable to participate, so we're working out the details. Brother Jim is going to be our executive producer. He's going to help put all this together. So we appreciate him so much. There'll be more information be coming about that. We got it premiering in July. Tonight's Handy Spotlight, we'll be looking at Andrea from Minnesota. This is a wonderful video that we put together several weeks and months ago, but I know that you'll enjoy it. Hopefully that you will have maybe already seen it once before, but here we go. All right, I've got Andrea with me tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit about Andrea and some of the things that are important to her. And one of the things, let me ask you, Andrea, what is your favorite color?
Red.
Red. That's what you have on tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite holiday?
Yep.
What would that be?
My favorite holiday is Christmas.
Oh, well, you're right at the right time then, aren't you? Now, the other night at karaoke, you sang so beautifully. What song?
God bless the USA.
Now, do you know who sang that?
Lee Greenwood.
Wow, man, you know so much. You are amazing.
I like Beauty and the Beast.
Now, you and your mother have been coming a part of Handicapable for 1 year.
Yep.
What are some of your favorite things about Handicapable?
Well, meeting with new people and making new friends. Well, I met Nathan. He just likes his Spider-Man. Yeah, wrestling. I kind of like the hug party. Celebrity event.
Well, aren't you also a hug ambassador?
Yep, hug ambassador. I know Robin. She does a good job.
I know that you love to dance.
Yep.
What is your favorite type of music?
Country.
Now, I know you moved to Florida from another state. What state was that?
Minnesota.
Did you get any snow?
Yes, we did in Minnesota.
They have snow up there?
Yeah.
How many feet of snow do you think is? What was the biggest snowfall you had that you could
Like,
remember?
it was getting kind of deeper.
Wow! I mean, it came up and covered you up to your waist? Are you going to miss the snow?
No.
Not going to miss it at all? You're working at a school now?
Yep. Morgan's Fitzgerald. I put the lids on the salads. Well, I put the butter on the toast. Sweep the floor. And then I mop the floor. Wash the dishes by hand.
How about some of the students?
They're kind of wild. I have 3 brothers.
3 brothers?
Yeah.
Ooh, I bet you're the ruler of those 3, aren't you?
They kind of pick on me, Horton.
They what?
Yeah. We love Handicapable.
And we love you right back. Is there anything in particular that you like most about Handicapable?
I like the events. 50 dance. The hold down.
What about the mismatched sock hop?
Yeah.
Did you wear mismatched socks?
Yeah. Funny videos. All the characters that he draws. Jesus, yep.
He loves us all the time, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. Every second of every minute of every day, every minute. Wait. Let's start that. Every second of every minute of every hour of every day of every week of every month of every year. He loves us throughout eternity, and that we can count on, yes, my dear.
Well, I kind of do impressions too, Horton.
Oh, you?
I do Sam the Eagle.
Have I a bad habit for you?
You look kind of serious.
Yeah, right. Well, okay.
Beaker. Me. Beaker. Woohoo! I do the pirate thing.
Okay.
How did you like Florida when you first moved here?
Well, I was kind of nervous at first.
Well, that's understandable. Has it helped you to come and be a part of
Yeah.
like Handicapable, to meet new friends?
Yep.
What did you
I
say?
used to sing When I Am Afraid. When I am afraid, I would trust in you. I would trust in you. I would trust in you. When I am afraid, I would trust in you. In God, whose word I praise.
What about, do you have a favorite song?
Yep.
And what would that be?
I think it's One Small Voice. One small voice can teach the world a song. Start with one small voice, till another joins along. Then you feel the music growing fuller and strong. One small voice I think you do a good job, Horton.
All right, we'll continue with our chapters of the Handicapable Ministry Storybook. I've had several of those. In fact, we've already distributed over 80 of the books that have been already given out and everything, trying to get as many more out as we possibly can. We're asking that people would work with us and try to take one book per home so they can be spread out, that all 300 members of our Handicapable family can have exposure and have opportunity to read about the story. This week on our service here tonight, we're going to be looking at Chapter 9, the implementation of handicapable social events. Sit back and enjoy.
Bill knew the importance of offering our members social activities. Handi Hall provided our group plenty of open space to launch several parties that continue to this day. Some of the parties started by Bill in 1998 and later included the following: costume party, the Western Hoedown, Valentine parties, luau parties, the 50s dance, our world-famous Handicapable talent shows, craft nights, our annual Christmas banquets, and also inviting special guests for various programs such as the Salvation Army Band, and Police Officer Mike Eaton. Before the pandemic, we were averaging between 20 and 25 social activities in the course of a year. And we plan to get back with our social activities as soon as we can get past the pandemic.
Next week, June the 30th, we're going to be looking at Chapter 10, and we're going to be talking about the importance of pictures, and we're going to be talking about some of the key players, key photographers who came in and helped grow our ministry by the importance of using their cameras. One of the things we've been doing, as you know, going through our book as well, we're looking at some of our handicapable members that have had an influence on our growth and have been such meaning to us for these many, many years. The ones we're featuring tonight is none other than Steve and Chris Brower. One of the things about Steve and Chris, they love showcasing their dogs. If any of you have been used to coming to our Boy Scout picnic, you've probably met some of the dogs there. They are prayer warriors, and for years have been praying for all of our handicapable members, especially when there are crises that come up. They've helped volunteer at numerous of our events. And even Steve was on a first name basis with the jolly old man himself. Ho, ho, ho. And also they helped us at our Handi retreats when we went down to a South Camp. So we appreciate y'all so much, Steve and Chris. God bless you. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. And one of the things we lift up each week when we go to the Lord in prayer is our Bible gold nugget from Matthew 28:20, when Jesus says, "And surely I am with you always, even to the end of the age." Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Our dear Heavenly Father, we're just so thankful that once again on a weekly basis we can gather together as a handicapable family. We're so thankful for the opportunity, oh Father, to have known Steve and Chris all these many years, for their faithfulness in serving you, the wonderful times that we've had on retreats, the wonderful time we've had when they've come to our Boy Scout picnics and brought their dogs and just entertained us, oh Father, and we're always there to be prayer warriors. Oh Father, that's what it's all about, is being a member of a family. We reach out and we try to help those, and especially try to lift those up that are going through some type of difficulty in their life. Chris and Steve, we love you with the love of the Lord. Continue, Father, to pour your blessings on them, each member of our Handicapable family, each member and friend of the church, and throughout the world, oh Father, we just ask that you would bring healing and comfort. May we turn from doing evil things and look to thee for strength and guidance and becoming more like Jesus in all that we do. Ask these things in Christ's name. Amen. All righty, we've been reviewing, for several weeks now. Jesus performed how many miracles? Let me hear it, 37. Last week we looked at miracle number 8 when Jesus came in and healed a centurion's paralyzed servant. And we know there were certain things that we gained from that. Remember the centurion, who was a man that was looked upon with great favor by the Roman and all the citizens who lived in the towns in which any centurion lived and everything. But this was a man who sought out Jesus because he had heard about Jesus. He knew that Jesus was a very strong person. He knew that Jesus had power that he did not possess any other person that he had ever come in encounter with. So he went to Jesus and made Jesus aware that he had a servant that was paralyzed back home, and asked Jesus, would he please bring healing and comfort to the servant. And also it turned out that the centurion did not invite Jesus, asked Jesus to come home. He said, Jesus, all you have to do is say the word, and I know that the servant will be healed. And those words just overpowered Jesus. Said, what a faith this man has. And we do know that Jesus healed that servant at that particular time. All right, the miracle we'll be looking at today, the scripture is based on Matthew 8, verse 15. Jesus touched Peter's mother-in-law's hand, and her fever went away. This is the fourth miracle. And let's look and see, first of all, where was this taking place? This was taking place in a town called Capernaum. This is not the first time we've had a situation that was taking place in Capernaum. We've looked at some of the miracles that also took place there, but it's interesting to note some of the things that were going on at that particular time with Jesus. It was the Sabbath day, if you remember, and Jesus had been in the synagogue. He loved to go into the synagogue. He loved to be there among the people. And a lot of times he loved to be able to have an opportunity to discuss matters with the scribes and the Pharisees. But he knew it was getting more and more difficult to be able to do those type of things. But most importantly, he just loved to be a part of the service and to be a part of where God was present in that particular place. Now, why does Jesus go to Peter's home? Do you know that Jesus never had a home? He had no place that he could call his home to go home to. He was constantly traveling. So any place he was, he would go and stay in people's homes. This became like his campaign headquarters. And it's just like when we travel, if you're a traveling salesperson and you have to go on a lot of trips and everything, you may stay in a hotel. And that becomes your home while you're away from your home. And that's the way it was. Peter was one of the disciples, of course, of Jesus. And Peter always welcomed Jesus with open arms to come in there. And so another thing, Jesus had a time that he needed to have rest. Sometimes we lose sight of the fact that Jesus was a human, just like we are humans. We need our rest. If we go hours and hours without rest, we become cranky, and also we can become sick because our bodies need to be able to get healing from all the work that we do and the use of our minds and the exercise that we do. Jesus looked at the homes and the places he could stay for a period of time of rest. A few facts about Peter. Peter was married, and Peter's wife, we find out, actually became his helper in the future in spreading the gospel. And Peter's wife's mother, or Peter's mother-in-law, at the time was ill. Now let's look about, she had a fever. At that particular point in time, there were 3 types of fever that was prominent in Capernaum, in the area where Jesus lived. They had what they called the Malta fever. And what it would be, you'd become anemic and you would just kind of waste away, and you would never improve or get better. And if it got so bad, you would eventually die. They had the intermittent fever, which is kind of similar to like typhoid fever, which, you'd have fever for a while, you may become jaundiced, your skin would turn yellow, and but then you may have times where you recovered, and then you would be able to do things. But we feel like, and most historians say that malaria was probably the type of fever that had impacted the life of Peter's mother-in-law. And malaria We know that the Sea of Galilee is close by there, and where the Jordan River comes into the Sea of Galilee, it's a very marshy place. It's a great place for malaria mosquitoes to breed. And then when they have that particular strand of fever, they take it out. If you get bit, a lot of times you would get the malaria disease. So we felt like that's probably what Peter's mother-in-law had at that time. But we know this, that Jesus, when he saw Peter's mother-in-law, he touched her hand, and immediately the fever left her. You know, it's interesting to see too that what she did, a lot of times if you had been she could have possibly been deathly sick. Maybe we don't know how much longer she could possibly have lived, or maybe it was not that far advanced. But anyway, you know that she rose from where she was in the bed. She busied herself by serving others. And I found that to be very interesting. A lot of times if we've been feeling real bad and you don't feel like you want to get up and do things, and you become healed, all of a sudden maybe you say, whoo, I maybe just need to have a few more hours of rest. But not Peter's mother-in-law. She got up and responded to the needs of her guests that were in her home. So we know this, 5 things we want to learn from today's lesson. Jesus never had his own home. Jesus needed rest just like we do. Jesus healed others that day. There were several people that Jesus was in the process of healing, and Jesus' touch healed the woman, and the woman immediately began serving. So there's several things to keep in mind. Do you see one of the things that I keep emphasizing time and time again is that Jesus was and continues to this day to be approachable. We can approach Jesus with our needs. He wants us to come to that. Also, we need to take care of our physical bodies. To do the work of the Lord, we need to do that as well. So keep those things in mind. Once we become healed, we need to go out and immediately start trying to help or serve others that may have the need. Are we following Jesus' words in the Mass? I believe that we are, but I'm calling on each of us, including myself, to lead the way in doing what we can to be more like Jesus and to be a disciple of Jesus. We're disciples of Jesus. We're followers of His. You know, we always talk about the light of the world, and Steve and Chris Brow have been certainly lights of the world for us. Steve and Chris, we appreciate your faithfulness in serving for so many years with Handicapable, and especially for being an inspiration. We know Jesus was an inspiration to all of us, and when we look and see upon how Steve and Chris have lived their lives, we know that that's what we want to strive to be, so we can set examples for others. To become better followers of Jesus, we go over this every week because it's important to remember the 3 things we need to do. First of all, we need to follow Jesus. We need to read, believe, and act on His Word. And we need to pray for strength and guidance. We do those things that will help keep us on the track of the road of righteousness. Next week, June the 30th, don't forget, we'll continue with our audio-visual chapters of the Handicapable Ministry Story. We'll be looking at chapter 10, the importance of pictures, and also premiering in July is the Bandit and Onyx Show. It's going to be a good beginning. There's going to be mystery in the middle, and it's going to be a good end to the story. I can't wait to start that going this next month. Take care of yourself. God bless you. Don't forget, we'll be back next week, same place, same time. Invite your friends to subscribe, join us, and be a part of all that we do. We love you with the love of the Lord. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week. And God bless.